Class 11 Political Science, Chapter 2. Rights in the Indian Constitution 150 Medium Hard MCQs. 1. In which year did the Motilal Nehru Committee demand a Bill of Rights? A. 1927. B. 1928. C. 1931. D. 1947. Answer B. 2. Which part of the Constitution of India is often referred to as its Magna Carta? A. Part 2. B. Part 3. C. Part 4. D. Part 5. Answer B. 3. According to the NCERT textbook, what is the primary purpose of a Bill of Rights? A. To grant absolute, unrestricted freedom to citizens. B. To limit the powers of the judiciary. C. To protect individuals from dictatorial government actions. D. To ensure equal distribution of wealth. Answer C. 4. Which of the following is true regarding fundamental rights compared to ordinary legal rights? A. They are protected by ordinary laws. B. They require a constitutional amendment to be changed. C. They are non-justiciable. D. They can never be suspended. Answer B. 5. Who holds the ultimate responsibility to protect fundamental rights from executive or legislative violations? A. The President of India. B. The Parliament. C. The Judiciary. D. The Prime Minister. Answer C. 6. Which prominent case mentioned in the NCERT highlights the violation of rights due to prolonged under-trial detention? A. Kesavananda Bharti case. B. Machal Lalum case. C. Goleknath case. D. Manarva Mills case. Answer B. 7. The Machal Lalum case fundamentally highlights the violation of which article? A. Article 14. B. Article 19. C. Article 21. D. Article 32. Answer C. 8. The Asian Games Village construction case is primarily associated with the violation of which right? A. Right to equality. B. Right to freedom of religion. C. Right against exploitation. D. Right to constitutional remedies. Answer C. 9. Fundamental rights are justiciable. What does this imply? A. They can be amended easily. B. Citizens can approach courts for their enforcement if violated. C. They are moral suggestions for the state. D. They are automatically enforced without court intervention. Answer B. 10. Can the Parliament restrict fundamental rights? A. No, they are absolute. B. Yes, by an ordinary law. C. Yes, by a constitutional amendment, provided it does not alter the basic structure. D. Yes, but only during an emergency. Answer C. 11. Article 14 of the Indian Constitution guarantees A. Equality of opportunity in public employment. B. Abolition of untouchability. C. Equality before law and equal protection of laws. D. Freedom of speech and expression. Answer C. 12. The concept of equal protection of laws implies A. Absence of all special privileges. B. Equal treatment under equal circumstances. C. Identical treatment for everyone regardless of circumstances. D. Absolute economic equality. Answer B. 13. Which article strictly prohibits discrimination on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth? A. Article 14. B. Article 15. C. Article 16. D. Article 17. Answer B. 14. Which of the following is considered a valid exception to Article 15? A. Special provisions for the wealthy. B. Special provisions for women and children. C. Special privileges for political leaders. D. Special provisions based solely on religion. Answer B. 15. Equality of opportunity in matters of public employment is guaranteed under A. Article 15. B. Article 16. C. Article 17. D. Article 18. Answer B. 16. The provision for reservation of jobs for backward classes is derived from an exception to which fundamental right? A. Right to equality. B. Right to freedom. C. Right against exploitation. D. Right to constitutional remedies. Answer A. 17. The concept of creamy layer is associated with the application of A. Abolition of untouchability. B. Reservation in public employment. C. Right to freedom of religion. D. Right to property. Answer B. 18. Abolition of untouchability is enshrined under which article? A. Article 16. B. Article 17. C. Article 18. D. Article 19. Answer B. 19. Which of the following statements is true regarding Article 17? A. It allows untouchability in private spheres. B. It is an absolute right with no exceptions. C. It is applicable only to government institutions. D. It abolishes untouchability but permits caste discrimination. Answer B. 20. Under Article 18, which of the following titles can be legally conferred by the state? A. Maharaja. B. Dewan Bahadur. C. Param Veer Chakra. D. Nawab. Answer C. 21. Which right is considered a cluster of 6 freedoms? A. Right to equality. B. Right to freedom, Article 19. C. Right to life, Article 21. D. Right to constitutional remedies. Answer B. 22. Which of the following is not one of the 6 freedoms guaranteed under Article 19? A. Freedom of speech and expression. B. Freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. C. Freedom to acquire, hold and dispose of property. D. Freedom to practice any profession. Answer C. 23. Are the freedoms under Article 19 absolute? A. Yes. B. No, they are subject to reasonable restrictions. C. Yes, but only for citizens. D. No, the government can restrict them arbitrarily. Answer B. 24. A restriction on freedom of speech and expression can be imposed on the grounds of A. Public opinion. B. Defamation and public order. C. Political criticism. D. Economic backwardness. Answer B. 25. Article 20 provides protection in respect of conviction for offences. Which of the following is not a feature of Article 20? A. Protection against ex post facto laws. B. Protection against double jeopardy. C. Protection against self-incrimination. D. Protection against arbitrary arrest. Answer D. 26. What does protection against double jeopardy mean? A. A person cannot be tried for 2 different crimes. B. A person cannot be punished for the same offense more than once. C. A person cannot be arrested twice. D. A person cannot appeal in 2 different courts. Answer B. 27. No person accused of any offense shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. This is known as A. Rule of law. B. Double jeopardy. C. Protection against self-incrimination. D. Habeas corpus. Answer C. 28. Article 21 guarantees A. Right to equality. B. Right to life and personal liberty. C. Right to freedom of religion. D. Right to education. Answer B. 29. Which fundamental right cannot be suspended even during a national emergency? A. Article 14 and 15. B. Article 19 and 20. C. Article 20 and 21. D. Article 21 and 22. Answer C. 30. According to Supreme Court interpretations, the right to life under Article 21 also explicitly includes A. Right to property. B. Right to live with human dignity. C. Right to unlimited free speech. D. Right to bear arms. Answer B. 31. The right to education was added as a fundamental right under Article 21A by which constitutional amendment? A. 42nd Amendment. B. 44th Amendment. C. 86th Amendment. D. 91st Amendment. Answer C. 32. Under Article 22, an arrested person must be produced before the nearest magistrate within A. 12 hours. B. 24 hours. C. 48 hours. D. 72 hours. Answer B. 33. What is the maximum period a person can be held under preventive detention without the approval of an advisory board? A. 1 month. B. 2 months. C. 3 months. D. 6 months. Answer C. 34. The primary purpose of preventive detention is to A. Punish a person for a crime committed. B. Prevent a person from committing a crime in the future. C. Extort a confession. D. Bypass the regular judicial process. Answer B. 35. Which of the following statements about preventive detention is correct? A. It is used only during wars. B. The detainee has no right to know the grounds of detention. C. It can be extended indefinitely without review. D. It is an exception to the normal rules of arrest and detention. Answer D. 36. The right against exploitation is enshrined in A. Articles 14 to 18. B. Articles 19 to 22. C. Articles 23 to 24. D. Articles 25 to 28. Answer C. 37. Article 23 prohibits A. Child labor. B. Traffic in human beings and forced labor. C. Religious discrimination. D. Untouchability. Answer B. 38. Bugger, mentioned in the Constitution, refers to A. Child labor in hazardous industries. B. Forced labor without payment. C. Traffic in human beings. D. Denial of minimum wages. Answer B. 39. Article 24 strictly prohibits the employment of children below the age of _ in factories or mines. A. 12 years. B. 14 years. C. 16 years. D. 18 years. Answer B. 40. The right to freedom of religion, Articles 25 to 28, implies that India is a theocratic state. B. Atheist state. C. Secular state. D. Capitalist state. Answer C. 41. Freedom of conscience under Article 25 guarantees A. The right to convert others forcefully. B. The inner freedom of an individual to mold his relation with God. C. The right to establish a state religion. D. The right to disobey secular laws. Answer B. 42. State intervention in religious matters is permitted under the Constitution for A. Promoting a specific religion. B. Eradicating social evils like untouchability. C. Funding religious rituals. D. Dictating personal beliefs. Answer B. 43. Article 26 guarantees the right to manage religious affairs. This right is subject to A. Public order, morality, and health. B. Economic status of the institution. C. Political affiliation of the religious group. D. International laws. Answer A. 44. Which article prohibits the state from levying any tax for the promotion of a particular religion? A. Article 25. B. Article 26. C. Article 27. D. Article 28. Answer C. 45. Under Article 28, religious instruction is strictly prohibited in A. Institutions established by religious trusts. B. Educational institutions wholly maintained out of state funds. C. Private educational institutions. D. Institutions recognized by the state. Answer B. 46. Cultural and educational rights, Articles 29 to 30, primarily protect the interests of A. Majority communities. B. Women and children. C. Religious and linguistic minorities. D. Backward classes. Answer C. 47. Article 29 guarantees the right to conserve one's distinct A. Wealth and property. B. Language, script, or culture. C. Political ideology. D. Profession. Answer B. 48. Which article grants minorities the right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice? A. Article 28. B. Article 29. C. Article 30. D. Article 31. Answer C. 49. The Constitution of India recognizes minorities based on A. Religion and language. B. Religion and caste. C. Language and race. D. Caste and wealth. Answer A. 50. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar called which article the heart and soul of the Indian Constitution? A. Article 14. B. Article 19. C. Article 21. D. Article 32. Answer D. 51. Article 32 guarantees the right to A. Constitutional remedies. B. Property. C. Equality. D. Freedom of speech. Answer A. 52. Under Article 32, who has the power to issue writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights? A. The President. B. The Parliament. C. The Supreme Court. D. The High Courts exclusively. Answer C. 53. Which article empowers the High Courts to issue writs? A. Article 32. B. Article 131. C. Article 226. D. Article 324. Answer C. 54. The writ of habeas corpus literally means A. We command. B. To have the body of. C. By what authority? D. To be certified. Answer B. 55. If a person is illegally detained by the police, which writ would the court issue to release them? A. Mandamus. B. Quo warranto. C. Habeas corpus. D. Certiorari. Answer C. 56. The writ of mandamus is issued when A. A lower court exceeds its jurisdiction. B. A public official fails to perform their legal duty. C. A person is illegally detained. D. Someone holds a public office illegally. Answer B. 57. Which writ is issued by a higher court to a lower court to prevent it from exceeding its jurisdiction? A. Habeas corpus. B. Mandamus. C. Prohibition. D. Quo warranto. Answer C. 58. What is the primary difference between the writs of prohibition and certiorari? A. Prohibition is issued before an order is passed. Certiorari is issued to quash an order already passed. B. Prohibition applies to administrative authorities. Certiorari applies only to courts. C. Prohibition is issued by HC. Certiorari by SC. D. There is no difference. Answer A. 59. The writ of quo warranto is issued to A. Command a public duty. B. Transfer a case to a higher court. C. Inquire into the legality of a claim to a public office. D. Release an illegally detained person. Answer C. 60. Which part of the Constitution contains the Directive Principles of State Policy, DPSP? A. Part 3. B. Part 4. C. Part EVA. D. Part 5. Answer B. 61. The Directive Principles of State Policy were heavily inspired by the Constitution of A. USA. B. USSR. C. Ireland. D. South Africa. Answer C. 62. Unlike fundamental rights, the directive principles are A. Justiciable. B. Non-justiciable. C. Applicable only to citizens. D. Enforceable by the Supreme Court directly. Answer B. 63. The primary objective of the directive principles is to establish A. Political democracy. B. Socio-economic democracy. C. A religious state. D. A military state. Answer B. 64. Which of the following is a directive principle and not a fundamental right? A. Equal pay for equal work for men and women. B. Equality before law. C. Freedom of speech. D. Abolition of untouchability. Answer A. 65. Promotion of international peace and security is mentioned in A. Fundamental rights. B. Preamble. C. Directive principles of state policy. D. Fundamental duties. Answer C. 66. Organization of village panchayats is A. Fundamental right. B. Fundamental duty. C. Directive principle. D. Constitutional remedy. Answer C. 67. Uniform Civil Code for the citizens is mentioned under which article? A. Article 40. B. Article 44. C. Article 50. D. Article 51. Answer B. 68. In case of a conflict between fundamental rights and directive principles, which generally prevails according to judicial precedents? A. Directive principles. B. Fundamental rights. C. Neither, the law becomes void. D. Both have equal weight, leading to a deadlock. Answer B. 69. The right to property was originally A. Directive principle. B. Fundamental right. C. Fundamental duty. D. Statutory right. Answer B. 70. By which constitutional amendment was the right to property removed from the list of fundamental rights? A. 42nd Amendment. B. 44th Amendment. C. 86th Amendment. D. First Amendment. Answer B. 71. After its removal from Part 3, the right to property became A. Moral right. B. Legal, constitutional right under Article 300A. C. Directive principle. D. Fundamental duty. Answer B. 72. Fundamental duties were added to the Constitution upon the recommendation of which committee? A. Kothari Commission. B. Swaran Singh Committee. C. Sarkaria Commission. D. Poonchi Commission. Answer B. 73. Fundamental duties were incorporated into the Constitution by the A. 42nd Amendment. B. 44th Amendment. C. 73rd Amendment. D. 86th Amendment. Answer A. 74. In which part of the Constitution are the fundamental duties enshrined? A. Part 3. B. Part 4. C. Part Eva. D. Part 5. Answer C. 75. Which article contains the fundamental duties? A. Article 50. B. Article 51. C. Article 51A. D. Article 32. Answer C. 76. How many fundamental duties were initially added by the 42nd Amendment? A. 8. B. 10. C. 11. D. 12. Answer B. 77. The 11th fundamental duty, regarding providing opportunities for education to children, was added by A. 42nd Amendment. B. 44th Amendment. C. 86th Amendment. D. 97th Amendment. Answer C. 78. Are fundamental duties enforceable by law, justiciable directly? A. Yes, strictly. B. No, they are non-justiciable. C. Yes, but only for government officials. D. Yes, but only during emergencies. Answer B. 79. Which of the following is a fundamental duty? A. To pay taxes on time. B. To cast a vote during elections. C. To safeguard public property and to abjure violence. D. To organize village panchayats. Answer C. 80. The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, was established in the year A. 1950. B. 1976. C. 1993. D. 2005. Answer C. 81. The NHRC is a. Constitutional body. B. Statutory body. C. Go. D. Private organization. Answer B. 82. The chairperson of the NHRC must typically be A. The sitting Prime Minister. B. A former Chief Justice or Judge of the Supreme Court. C. A senior IAS officer. D. The President of India. Answer B. 83. Which of the following statements about the powers of the NHRC is correct? A. It can sentence violators to prison. B. It has the power to execute death penalties. C. Its functions are primarily recommendatory in nature. D. It cannot inquire into matters suo motu on its own. Answer C. 84. The landmark Kesavananda Bharati case, 1973, is famous for establishing the doctrine of A. Double jeopardy. B. Basic structure of the Constitution. C. Preventive detention. D. Creamy layer. Answer B. 85. According to the basic structure doctrine, the Parliament A. Cannot amend the Constitution at all. B. Can amend any part, including basic structure. C. Can amend the Constitution but cannot alter its basic structure. D. Can only amend the directive principles. Answer C. 86. Assertion A. Fundamental rights are absolute. Reason R. The Constitution allows the state to impose reasonable restrictions on them. Which is correct? A. Both A and R are true. B. A is true, R is false. C. A is false, R is true. D. Both A and R are false. Answer C. 87. Assertion A. The right to constitutional remedies is the heart and soul of the Constitution. Reason R. It makes other fundamental rights effective by providing a mechanism for their enforcement. A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the explanation. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. Answer A. 88. Assertion A. Directive principles are non-justiciable. Reason R. They are meant to be enforced directly by the Supreme Court. A. Both A and R are true. B. A is true, R is false. C. A is false, R is true. D. Both A and R are false. Answer B. 89. Which fundamental right protects a citizen against discrimination by the state on the ground of sex? A. Article 14. B. Article 15. C. Article 16. D. Article 19. Answer B. 90. A law criminalizing triple talaq is fundamentally aimed at enforcing the spirit of A. Right against exploitation. B. Right to equality. C. Right to property. D. Cultural and educational rights. Answer B. 91. Which among the following rights is available to both citizens and foreigners? A. Article 15. B. Article 16. C. Article 19. D. Article 21. Answer D. 92. The freedom to form associations or unions is guaranteed under A. Article 19, 1a. B. Article 19, 1b. C. Article 19, 1c. D. Article 19, 1d. Answer C. 93. The state can restrict the freedom of religion on the grounds of A. Public order, morality and health. B. Economic policy. C. Foreign relations. D. Electoral reforms. Answer A. 94. Which right allows a minority group to establish its own educational institutions? A. Article 25. B. Article 28. C. Article 29. D. Article 30. Answer D. 95. If the government passes a law that violates a fundamental right, the Supreme Court can declare it void under the power of A. Judicial review. B. Pardon. C. Preventive detention. D. Mandamus. Answer A. 96. The inclusion of fundamental duties was inspired by the Constitution of A. USA. B. USSR, Russia. C. Ireland. D. UK. Answer B. 97. Protection of monuments and places of national importance is a fundamental right. B. Fundamental duty. C. Directive principle. D. State law. Answer C. 98. Which of the following is not a fundamental duty? A. To abide by the Constitution. B. To defend the country. C. To promote international peace. D. To develop scientific temper. Answer C. 99. The right to move freely throughout the territory of India is subject to reasonable restrictions to protect the interests of A. Any scheduled tribe. B. Foreign diplomats. C. Multinational corporations. D. Tourists. Answer A. 100. In India, who can issue a writ? A. Only the Supreme Court. B. Only High Courts. C. Supreme Court and High Courts. D. District Courts. Answer C. 101. Which writ translates to we command? A. Habeas corpus. B. Mandamus. C. Prohibition. D. Certiorari. Answer B. 102. If a lower court has assumed jurisdiction that it does not possess, the higher court can issue the writ of A. Mandamus. B. Habeas corpus. C. Prohibition. D. Quo warranto. Answer C. 103. Which fundamental right ensures the abolition of the practice of bugger? A. Right to equality. B. Right against exploitation. C. Right to freedom. D. Right to constitutional remedies. Answer B. 104. What is the minimum age below which children cannot be employed in hazardous jobs according to Article 24? A. 12 years. B. 14 years. C. 16 years. D. 18 years. Answer B. 105. Equal pay for equal work is primarily A. Fundamental right. B. Directive principle of state policy. C. Fundamental duty. D. Constitutional remedy. Answer B. 106. The Swaran Singh Committee was set up in A. 1950. B. 1976. C. 1993. D. 2002. Answer B. 107. The fundamental duty to protect and improve the natural environment includes A. Forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife. B. Only national parks. C. Only urban environments. D. Only agricultural lands. Answer A. 108. Which part of the Constitution focuses on the socio-economic development of the nation? A. Part 3. B. Part 4. C. Part 5. D. Part 6. Answer B. 109. What was the constitutional status of the right to property originally? A. Article 19, 1, F, and Article 31. B. Article 300A. C. Article 21A. D. Article 32. Answer A. 110. Which government passed the 44th Amendment Act removing the right to property from fundamental rights? A. Congress government under Indira Gandhi. B. Janata Party government under Morarji Desai. C. NDA government under A.B. Vajpayee. D. UPA government under Manmohan Singh. Answer B. 111. Which amendment is often referred to as the mini constitution because it made extensive changes to the constitution, including adding fundamental duties? A. 42nd Amendment. B. 44th Amendment. C. 73rd Amendment. D. 86th Amendment. Answer A. 112. The protection against ex post facto laws means A. A person cannot be punished for an act that was not a crime when committed. B. A person cannot be tried twice. C. A person cannot be forced to confess. D. A person cannot be detained without trial. Answer A. 113. Under Article 22, the right to consult and be defended by a legal practitioner of one's choice is given to A. A person detained under preventive detention laws. B. An enemy alien. C. An ordinarily arrested person. D. A convicted terrorist. Answer C. 114. Which article declares that laws inconsistent with or in derogation of the fundamental rights shall be void? A. Article 12. B. Article 13. C. Article 14. D. Article 32. Answer B. 115. Article 12 of the Constitution defines the term A. Fundamental rights. B. State. C. Minority. D. Untouchability. Answer B. 116. Freedom of the press in India is A. Explicitly mentioned in Article 19. B. Implied in the freedom of speech and expression. C. A statutory right. D. A directive principle. Answer B. 117. Which of the following writs can be issued against a private individual as well as a public authority? A. Habeas corpus. B. Mandamus. C. Prohibition. D. Certiorari. Answer A. 118. Which DPSP directs the state to separate the judiciary from the executive in public services? A. Article 40. B. Article 44. C. Article 50. D. Article 51. Answer C. 119. Promotion of educational and economic interests of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other weaker sections is a fundamental right. B. Directive principle. C. Fundamental duty. D. Preamble objective. Answer B. 120. Can the High Courts issue writs for purposes other than the enforcement of fundamental rights? A. Yes, under Article 226. B. No, they can only issue for fundamental rights. C. Yes, but only with Supreme Court's permission. D. No, only the Supreme Court can do that. Answer A. 121. The term minority in the Constitution is defined in A. Article 29. B. Article 30. C. Article 350A. D. Nowhere in the Constitution. Answer D. 122. Which among the following is a non-justiciable right? A. Right to education. B. Right to livelihood, as a DPSP. C. Right to constitutional remedies. D. Right to life. Answer B. 123. The State Human Rights Commission, SHRC, inquires into violations of human rights in subjects mentioned in A. Union list only. B. State list and concurrent list. C. Global treaties. D. Corporate sectors. Answer B. 124. Assertion A. The NHRC cannot punish the guilty. Reason R. The NHRC only has recommendatory powers. A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. Answer A. 125. The Supreme Court of India consists of the Chief Justice and A. 33 other judges. B. 25 other judges. C. 30 other judges. D. 20 other judges. Answer A. 126. A citizen's right to move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of fundamental rights can be suspended during A. A national emergency. B. A state emergency, President's rule. C. A financial emergency. D. Never. Answer A. 127. Which article provides for the suspension of the provisions of Article 19 during emergencies? A. Article 352. B. Article 356. C. Article 358. D. Article 359. Answer C. 128. According to the NCERT, rights are necessary because they A. Help in personal development and lead a dignified life. B. Give absolute freedom to individuals. C. Ensure everyone gets equal income. D. Allow citizens to overthrow the government. Answer A. 129. The phrase equality before law is a positive concept. B. Negative concept. C. Neutral concept. D. Socioeconomic concept. Answer B. 130. The phrase equal protection of laws is a positive concept. B. Negative concept. C. Neutral concept. D. Political concept. Answer A. 131. Which exception allows the state to make special provisions for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes? A. Article 15, 3. B. Article 15, 4. C. Article 16, 4. D. Article 16, 1. Answer B. 132. The provision for a 10% reservation for economically weaker sections, EWS, was added by which amendment? A. 101st Amendment. B. 102nd Amendment. C. 103rd Amendment. D. 104th Amendment. Answer C. 133. Which writ is primarily used to challenge the legality of a person's holding of a public office? A. Mandamus. B. Quo warranto. C. Certiorari. D. Prohibition. Answer B. 134. Which directive principle directs the state to secure a living wage, a decent standard of life, and so on, for workers? A. Article 41. B. Article 42. C. Article 43. D. Article 44. Answer C. 135. Protection of monuments, places and objects of national importance is enshrined in A. Article 48A. B. Article 49. C. Article 50. D. Article 51. Answer B. 136. The 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, 2002, inserted Article 21A, which made right to education a fundamental right for children of age group A. 0 to 6 years. B. 6 to 14 years. C. 14 to 18 years. D. 0 to 14 years. Answer B. 137. Which constitutional article allows the state to acquire minority educational institutions provided it pays a compensation that does not restrict their right? A. Article 29. B. Article 30, 1A. C. Article 31. D. Article 32. Answer B. 138. Which fundamental duty emphasizes respecting the national flag and the national anthem? A. Duty A. Under 51A. B. Duty B. Under 51A. C. Duty, C. Under 51A. D. Duty, D. Under 51A. Answer, A. 139. Assertion, A. Right to property is no longer a fundamental right. Reason, R. It was abolished to facilitate land reforms and socio-economic justice. A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation. C. A is true, R is false. D. A is false, R is true. Answer, A. 140. Which of the following is not a feature of the directive principles? A. They are positive injunctions to the state. B. They are justiciable in nature. C. They aim at establishing a welfare state. D. They are fundamental in the governance of the country. Answer, B. 141. The writ of certiorari is issued by a superior court to A. Command an authority to perform its duty. B. Inquire into the legality of a claim to office. C. Quash the order of a lower court or tribunal. D. Prevent a person from being illegally detained. Answer, C. 142. If a state passes a law that completely bans religious conversions, which right is primarily challenged? A. Right to equality. B. Right to freedom of religion. C. Cultural and educational rights. D. Right against exploitation. Answer, B. 143. Forced labor is prohibited under Article 23. Does this article allow the state to impose compulsory service for public purposes? A. No, never. B. Yes, without any discrimination based on religion, race, caste, or class. C. Yes, but only during emergencies. D. Yes, but it must pay wages for the service. Answer, B. 144. According to the Indian Constitution, who has the power to declare a particular caste as a scheduled caste? A. The Parliament. B. The President of India. C. The Supreme Court. D. The National Commission for Scheduled Castes. Answer, B. 145. The rule of law is embodied in which article of the Indian Constitution? A. Article 14. B. Article 19. C. Article 21. D. Article 32. Answer, A. 146. A. Writ is fundamentally A. A formal written order issued by a court. B. A decree passed by the President. C. A law enacted by Parliament. D. An executive order by the Prime Minister. Answer, A. 147. Which right is deemed the bulwark of personal freedom? A. Habeas corpus. B. Mandamus. C. Right to equality. D. Right to property. Answer, A. 148. Which fundamental right prohibits the state from conferring any titles other than military or academic distinctions? A. Article 16. B. Article 17. C. Article 18. D. Article 19. Answer, C. 149. The directive principles of state policy are enumerated in articles A. 12 to 35. B. 36 to 51. C. 51A to 60. D. 352 to 360. Answer, B. 150. Ultimately, what is the core philosophy binding fundamental rights and directive principles together? A. Establishing absolute equality. B. Facilitating a smooth bureaucracy. C. Creating a social welfare state with respect for individual liberty. D. Making India a global superpower. Answer, C.